Yes, sir, people. Welcome to my journey. I challenge myself to have at least one discussion with an amazing person of every country to inspire people and to spread and share positive vibe all around the world. So, thank you for following and let's go. What's up, everybody? Papa Positive here. We have today another discussion for my challenge to get at least one person from each country in discussion. So to inspire people and to share and spread positive vibe. Today we have somebody special, of course. We have somebody from Indonesia. Herdiana, how are you?
Yes, hello, I'm doing great. And first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to join with the discussion with you. I'm so honored and blessed to be here with you and to share my story to the world.
Thank you so much for the words, and thank you to yourself to take time for me to do that discussion. so, um, so I like to begin with that. For me, people are like a book, uh, like a unique book. Life was a book. What would be the title and why?
I think the title would be Unstoppable because actually, if I don't put myself or if I try to back to the years before, if I stop myself in certain ways, then I'm not going to be myself today. So if I put myself as a book, I'm going to put the title Unstoppable Woman. Because yeah, because if I put myself in unstoppable mode, then we can achieve everything because we know every person has their desire, has their own goals, and if we don't even believe in ourselves that we can achieve something, then we might get distracted and we might get stuck with every kind of external circumstances, and we cannot get that. So with the unstoppable mode, I think we can conquer everything, even if there is something negative outcomes or feedbacks or challenge or anything that we can face it. So I think, yeah, unstoppable woman, it's going to be a great title for me.
Wow, I really like it. It's so inspirational there at the beginning. So, so thank you. That's a good title, actually. Good explanation as well. If we're going more when you were young, let's start with when you were younger. Who were you, and who you wanted to be? Like, what did you aspire to be to become?
Actually, when I was child, I was kind of an angry child because I was sensitive. Even till I get a little bit older, already still sensitive as well. And with that sensitivity, I do really want to be a police. Like, people in here say like, okay, you are tall enough as a woman, you can be a policewoman later in the future. You can do a great job, and you can also fight with the other people and try to get the right and justice and everything. And at that time, actually, I want to be a police officer. But
Okay.
yeah, by the time changed. I think most of the children change their mind year by year.
Yeah,
And
yeah, of course.
yeah, and also the family background also influenced me. I want to be a police when I was kid, but yeah, like I said, as we grow older, we learn many things. I watch news. I saw many things, many crimes, many problems, and yeah, like in my country, there's so much corruption problems, and it makes me really like, oh my god, I don't want it to be a police in here, and I changed my mind directly because of
Yeah,
some external circumstances. Like, when we were kids, we really had a pure intention, want to help, want to get justice to another people. But as we deep dive in more into a specific field, we get to know more about it, and yeah, it could change our mind, and it happened with me as well.
Wow, that's kind of funny because I kind of live the same thing. I used to want to be a police officer, and I did half of the courses, and then I find out that I was too human to be a police officer. I don't know if it makes sense, but like I don't want to be the sheriff who say to every people, "I don't do that, or do that."
Yeah, so many control and rules for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I wanted to be police officer more for helping people. I don't know for you, but I'm sure it's got the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar if the goal is
Yeah.
same.
so so also when you were younger, did you have a lot of obstacles to go through, to went through, and how you went through actually?
Actually, when I was kid, it was such an adventurous moment. Like I have learned many things, and I explored many things as well. And when I was teen, like, is it okay if I jump to the teenager
Yeah, of
parts?
course it
Or
is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I figured out myself that I'm more like people, a person who wants to mingle with many people at that time. So I'm trying to be such a social butterfly. Like I talk with so many people around me and being friends with them, but at the same point, like I have said before, I'm sensitive enough. Like I can get mad from 0 to 10 in seconds.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
You
So
don't
it's kind of funny
you don't
because
seem
I'm
like that.
yeah, because people say like I'm kind enough when I'm in the friendly mode, but
Yeah,
in some certain points when I got really angry, it's really can change in that fast. Like from second to 10, it's really going to be easy to get trigger me back to the teen, and then it's
yeah,
really yeah, it gives me maybe some problems because it makes me have some friends that didn't want to be my friends anymore, but that's okay because I learn it. Like as I grow older, I know that I was wrong and I shouldn't do that. And
wow.
yeah, at that time I wasn't sure what actually happened because like I'm nice enough, like I can mingle with everyone easily, but at the some point when I feel like some people trigger me with their words, then I couldn't stand with it, and I directly, I'm the type of person who's straightforward. So if I don't like it, then I will address it. So
Okay.
not all people can accept it, especially when we were younger. So yeah, they can seem like okay, you're arrogant, you seem like stubborn, and so on. So so I can get so many friends in a short time, and also in the other hand, I can also lose friends at the seconds as well. So
Okay.
that's my tips. I think it's pretty fun actually if I have to recall my memories in that time because yeah, it happened a lot. Like I fight a lot as well.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. Interesting. And how you used to live with that, with all that, like losing friends?
sorry.
How you used to live with that, like that obstacle, that losing friends?
Yeah.
How you live with that?
Well, when I face kind of obstacles like that, I'm trying to observe it. Like,
Okay.
when it happens only once or twice, then I'm not going to think that I was the problem,
Okay.
right? If it's only once or twice. But because the repetition, like, okay, at the time I was thinking I was the right one and those friends were wrong. So I'm not supposed to say apologize or something like that because I admit that I was stubborn enough at the time.
Okay.
And after that, I noticed like there is a pattern what actually bring that situation. And when it happened, actually, I only have to look at back to myself again and try to avoid the repetition problems. So when after I had several patterns like that, finally I can observe it and I can figure out what actually wrong and I can find the key even before my graduation from junior high school. So I'm blessed. Like when I get into senior high school, everything is better compared to my junior high school.
Okay. Okay, yeah, cool. And would you have done something differently? If you think about it right now, yeah, would you have done something differently?
Actually, not
No. Mm-hmm.
because I know like we all made mistakes. We
Yeah.
made wrong decisions in the past. But
Mm-hmm.
if I want to change something, then I'm not going to be the person I'm becoming today. So I'm sure
So
I
true.
know even if I was wrong, I let's say I don't regret 100%. I don't want to redo anything because I believe everything that already happened in the past is going to lead me in some door, in some opportunity. So
So
whatever
true.
that I have done in the past, whether it's good, whether it's bad, then it's going to be valuable for me in the future. So I don't want to redo anything.
Wow, that's so inspirational. I like that.
Yes, thank
So
you.
yeah, so awesome. And so yeah, do you have something you're proud of your when you were younger?
Sorry, I couldn't
Do you-
hear your voice.
Yeah, do you have something that you are proud of when you were younger?
Okay. I guess it was when the first time I got the first rank, like I got the label kind of not a students enough, like make noise and so on, but I got the first rank, so I'm really proud of myself at the time. And my parents told me, I told you, you actually smart. You don't have to do this and this. Just be a nice girl at the school, and everything's going to be okay. And I was like, okay. At the time, I'm proud to be myself because I can do the things and I can do great things as well at the same time. So it's
That's
really
it.
that moment for me, and I was like, okay, now I believe what they actually told me, and I should try to listen what older people trying to tell me and less become stubborn.
That's all right. And would you have a message for the teenager that you were?
Okay, don't believe everything you think. Mostly teenagers I experienced when I was teen. I believe like everything is on my mind. We're going to be 100% clear. Like we made up a fake situation. We don't know actually whether it's going to happen or not, but when we think about something on our mind, it actually gives the vibes to ourselves like, okay, it's going to be happen and I'm not supposed to believe, sorry, I'm not supposed to do that. Like we created a story on our mind based on not reality. So my message to the younger children in the world is don't believe everything you think, and you have to observe it even if it's difficult. Try to see in different point of view and try to put your shoes on another person because you might feel A, but another person might feel B. So it's not going to be a whole time same in all conditions, and you have to understand. And that's why it's really important to start learning about the observation. And we have to learn to balance our emotional intelligence as well. Like no
Yeah.
matter how smart you are, if you have a low EQ, I admitted that when I was younger, I got low EQ. I got low EQ. Like I only think about the IQ because after I got the first rank, okay, I'm kind of ambitious enough, only want to get the best, but my attitude was kind of not good enough. So
Okay.
to the younger generation with all the situation with many chaos that happen in this world, we should balance our emotional intelligence. So no matter what kind of the bad circumstances you are going to face in the future, you know how to handle it. We cannot avoid every bad situation, but even if that situation happen, we know how to bounce back. That's why
Yeah.
it's really important to learn how to balance our emotional intelligence because it really affects our final result, our daily moods, and many things as well.
Yeah, I so agree with you. Seriously, it's so important to. That's a good message for younger people right now. So I hope they listen to it.
Yes, I really hope it because it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
important. Actually.
Because emotional intelligence is really important as well. Like, I mean, I think people don't really put the importance of it on it, but we
Yeah.
should because it's kind of it's part of our personality. I mean, I think so.
Yes, exactly. Like many people, like even not only teen, adults also have to balance it as well because when we don't have a balanced emotional intelligence, then we might lack of empathy. When we lack of empathy, we might do
Yeah,
something to another person and we cut it. Okay, I think it's not a personal thing, but the other person feels different, and it might lead to the clash, or maybe it might lead to a fight or problem. But if we have enough empathy and self-recognition and how understand about another people's feelings as well, then we actually can avoid kind of things like that. So it's
yeah,
better if we try to explore about it. Yeah, it's like our investment to the future. If we want to learn it now, for example, then we can have a more peace life when we are get older. Sorry, my cats.
it's all good. So yeah, I know that we all get inspired by people all around the world, and we get inspired by things and stuff, but we don't really take the time to ask us what inspire us from us. So what inspire yourself from you?
What inspired me?
Yeah, from yourself.
I guess I love seeing a quote that I found on Pinterest.
Okay.
It's something like I want to be smarter, sexier, and more committed to my inner peace or something like that. And it's really inspired me a lot. I mean, like when I saw kind of quotes that resonate with myself and with my desire and with my goals, then it makes me thinking like, okay, so it means like there is another woman or women in another part of the world, they also want that as well. So it means like if another people actually have the same goals or same desire with me, it means what I want is not impossible.
Yeah,
So it really, yeah, when we want something new, it's really going to give us kind of more question to ourselves. Is
of
it
course.
really possible? Is it going to happen or not? But when we know like, okay, it's possible because it happened or other people also feel in that way, so it's getting clearer, and when we know something clearer, we can get a better idea and also step by step how to achieve it. So what makes me inspire about myself, I think, yeah, that's quote. When I saw like, okay, it's a simple quote, like people can be more beautiful, for example. People
Wow.
can be healthier, they can be smarter, and they can be more committed to their inner peace. I think kind of things like that that really inspire me.
Okay, that's awesome, and it is inspirational. That's for sure. If we come to your actual life, your adult life, what are your project right now? What are you working on, and what are you doing in life?
Okay, I'm an entrepreneur and I have a business called Boost Education Center. And in my business, I offer language courses such as Indonesian, English, and also German as well.
Wow.
And with that language courses, because I do believe that language is really powerful, so I also want to combine a coaching and training programs because I'm also an NLP practitioner and life coach. So with that business, I combine the language courses and also the coaching and training programs because when we know or when we get the power about the communication to another people, then we actually have a change to open more doors, which means it's going to lead us to more opportunities. But it doesn't stop in there, because when we talk about communication, it means like we communicate with another person. That's our language goals, right? To be able to communicate with another
Yeah,
person. But in this, I can say it's in a chaotic world where so many things happen in the world. We also have to be able to communicate with ourselves. It's not only about the outside, but we also have to see our inner world or our inner self. So that's why I also combine it with the coaching and training programs. So I'm
wow.
doing it. Yeah, and besides that, I also sell like Korean frozen food in a local marketplace in the here. And yeah, just it. And beside all that business, I'm just a now practitioner and life coach and a mental health advocate as well.
Wow, that's so good. I like that. It's a really good project, and I don't know. Well, I don't know if you think the same as me, but actually, communication. I know it's important for you, but I mean, people learn to talk, but not really to communicate. I don't know if you agree with me, but it's something really bad in society and in the world. Like people are always getting mad to each other because I think they don't know how to communicate to each other.
Yes, exactly. When we like, yeah, back to the emotional intelligence, when we know how to
Yeah,
communicate with another person, when we know how to do self-recognition and self-regulation, it's going to be better in a communication, because like maybe I understand you, but maybe you don't understand me. That's the gap that we need to fill in, and that's the main problem actually with the communication. Right? If everything is going to smooth, and if I can understand you and you can understand me, then there is no problem. But the problem in here these days, even though we speak the same language, for example, we might interpret different, like
yeah,
the tone of voice, the intonation, the stress of words that we speak, or the pronunciation, or everything. It can be different meaning, depends on
hmm
the interpretation of the person that we talk to. And yeah, with that meaning, like it's not only about the communication itself, but we also have to understand how to communicate with another person perfectly, not only by putting only words by words, but actually trying to understand the meaning behind it. Like, yeah, we are not going to say about the literature behind the language, but at least try to understand that maybe another person doesn't feel the same way with that words, because yeah, all people have their experience, they have the pastimes, they have
yeah,
their obstacle and everything in the behind. So maybe you say A to me, I will be fine, and you will say B to me, I will get mad, or another person get mad. Because for
yeah,
example, like this, if we talk about communication, if you meet your friend, for example, your friend got a bruise on his shoulder, and when you meet, hi bro, you just simple touch his shoulder, and that person maybe going to freak out, or maybe, oh okay, don't touch it. Maybe that person is going to refuse you because there is a bruise on his shoulder. But
yeah,
on the other side, you got another friend with a perfectly fine body. He doesn't get any bruise, and when you touch him, he doesn't react at all because yeah, everything is fine,
yeah.
right?
I know what you
So
mean.
it seems like when we say something, maybe we that person got a bad experience, or got pain with that words, or with that event, or with that situation, so they might react, or they might even freak out when we say something.
Mhm.
But when we don't have kind of the past pain or something like that, then everything is going to be fine. So when we talk about the communication, I think we have to also understand that we need to learn about understand another person perspective as well, and try to put our point of views on their shoes as well, not only putting ourselves first all the time, because yeah, it's going to be bad actually in the same in the some situations.
Yeah, it's so true. And what would be one key for a good communication?
I think confidence is a
Yeah,
good key for communication because, yeah, if you don't even believe in yourself, how could another person get the vibes? Like, for
so true.
example, yeah, I'm not an English native speaker. So, like, if I don't believe in myself, if I don't have a confidence, then how could I talk to you? Right? How could I
True.
even start that communication? Like we are
Yeah,
not going to have any communication if I'm not confident enough, right? If I don't have that first confidence, then I will not even bother my mind to start the communication. So I think self confidence is really the important key to the communication because it can lead to many new doors or opportunities, or it
mhm.
also can get us stuck in some certain ways because if we don't have a good communication, then we know we are afraid, we don't want to start any kind of the communication, but if we have
Yeah,
it good, then we're going to get the benefits of it.
yeah. So right, and that's kind of funny. I wanna say it. Like you're not talking in your native language right now. You're talking in English, and it's same for me. I'm not talking uh, with my native language as well. I'm French, so that's powerful. The language is powerful, like you said at the beginning, because we talk in another language, both of it, both of us, and we can understand each other. So that's powerful. I like it.
Yeah, because yeah, that's how our effort to put ourselves in a society. Actually, we try to understand another person. That's why we, as an English learners, for example, or if we are not another speakers, we actually learn English to be able to speak with more people. Right,
Yeah,
that's our goal. But
it
and because
is.
we know when we can speak to the more people, then we can get more opportunities. That's
Of course, of
that's the
course.
basic thing. Yes.
But yeah, it's true. But at the same time, I don't know if you agree with me, but uh, I think that learning languages is like it's really like, how can I say that it's really good for the brain. I mean, you have to be intelligent to get to know and to understand another language. It's a culture. It's a lot of things. A language is powerful. It's not just talking. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yes, because the research has shown that those bilingual children, for example, they
Yeah,
have a better rate in their academic result because they use their brain much more than those people or those children
exactly.
who only speak one language. Because our brain is like our muscles. When we
It
try
is.
to work on it, there is something like it called neurons on our brains, and when we learn language, for example, we make new neurons connected to each other and it gets stronger. And yeah, it's like we are exercising. It's like we are getting muscles to our brain. So when it
Yeah.
gets stronger connection, it can make us more intelligent and smarter as well. So it's really great because yeah, it's not my opinion because it's already research already find it because yeah, it's true that those children, those people who speak more than one language, they are more intelligent. Like at least they are uh, more productive in some ways because they used to exercise their brain with maybe daily memorizing for of the vocabularies or maybe daily practice, like they keep using it even before they go to sleep, like okay, maybe I watch news or I watch the series or I listen the song before
Yeah.
go to, and it's in another language. So even if we want to sleep, like our brain still thinking at that time.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's why it makes the brain stronger because we keep exercising. We keep
Yeah, exactly.
re-
It makes sense actually.
yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about your culture, your country. Um, I know there's something happening right now that is really bad. We gotta
Yeah.
talk about it a little bit. But before that, I wanted to know. Tell me one thing you would like people to know about your country.
Uh, I think mostly foreigners or tourists know about Indonesia. It's only about Bali. because like okay, it's a great place to have a vacation, it's a good place to chill, it's a good place to staycation and so on. But what I want matter people in the world know about Indonesia is the unique the unique thing that we have. Like we are having a diversity in really wide range level because Indonesia is a diverse country. We have some languages. Also, we accept some of the religions as well. So, actually, for example, me and my neighbors mostly have different religions, for example, and we have to accept. Like I've told you before, like uh, there is going to be a prayer time at that time because my house is near to the mosque, and yeah, with that thing here, we have to accept it, whether you are a Muslim or not, whether you are maybe have another religion or not, you have to accept it, and that's what I want people know about it. Indonesia is going
Wow.
to love you in many ways, even though maybe you are coming from something which is really different. Because if we try to deep dive in my culture, actually we accept many things. Maybe some people have heard that okay, Indonesia is such a strict country for several things, but we also accept several things as well with that diversity. So actually, many people know it's a beautiful country with so many touristic places, with so many great places to visit. But
Yeah.
yeah, I want people also know, like, even with the current problem, like with the tragedy in the stadium, it doesn't mean that all people are not kind. We
No.
mostly are kind people in here. I could say like we are kind enough, even though there was actually bad situation that really heartbreaking for many people. Even though I'm not a football lovers, I still
Yeah.
feel the pain and feel the grief because there are so many people lost their life in that time. But still, with that situation in this situation, I want to convince people that actually people in here are friendly and we are kind to each other. Yeah, just because like few or maybe 100 people doing this bad, it doesn't mean that a whole nations are having the same attitudes and so on. So I want people accept our diversity and also try to understand and relax because the diversity is really beautiful if we
Yeah.
understand it and if we try to look it in our different point of views.
Wow. Powerful message. I like it. Really. Thank you for
So
that. What do you like the most about your culture, actually?
actually, the friendly stuff is what I like most because, like, I'm not going to compare with another nation. What I like most is like people in here is not going to ignore you if they see you got an accident, even a small accident or a small fight with your friends or with your spouse on the street. We are going to come over like we are your family, and we are going to comfort you and going to help you. Maybe in other places, people might think it's none of my business, right? Like I don't even know who you are. I am just going to go past by and something like that. But in here, what I like most about people in here is we are having good enough empathy. That's
Wow.
really that's really a good point because when nations
It's
have
human.
more empathy, yes, like it can really bring more peace. That's why when there was something that happened last weekend, I was kind of shocked. But at the same time, I also know how actually things happen in the past as well for the same related issues. So I still believe that there are so many still good people outside there who really going to stand for their teams, but in a good manner.
Wow. That's it. And Would you say it's the thing that makes you proud of your culture, or you have something else that makes you proud of your culture?
Oh, what makes me proud of my cultures is like we have so many yummy local cuisines and also good places. And also, have you ever heard about Seven Wonders? Like we have the biggest Buddhist temple here
Yeah,
called, yeah, Borobudur Temple, and I'm really proud of it because it's for the seven wonders of the world. So I'm really proud that we are having it
wow.
here because it's really huge. It's really have so many historic background, and yeah, it's really great. And like
So it's
um yes, even though it's the biggest temple for of the Buddhists, I'm
okay.
Muslim, but I still really appreciate it and I'm still really love it. So
That
yeah, I'm even proud of the temple.
that's awesome. I can feel that you're proud of it, and it's a good thing. That's awesome.
Yeah,
um, there's another question I like to ask. If tomorrow I tell you we build uh, the perfect world, I know it doesn't exist, but if we try to build the perfect world, what would you take from your country to keep it for our world?
I think the local fashion
Okay.
in my country, like we have something called batik. I think it's already world recognized. And if we want to make a perfect country, I want to have a sustainable world with a peace, with a good outfit as well. And then also I want bring the friendly stuff from my country because I know my country is not the most powerful country, but at
Okay.
least with the yeah with the kindness that we have, I want to
Wow.
teach and at least let people spread more positivity and more love, and I want people learn from my nations that we actually have to do even such a random act of kindness. That's I think it's going to make the new world going to be perfect in a
Yeah.
better way because yeah, I cannot say like I'm going to build something because like first we have to work on that human beings before we want to construct something. Like there's not going to be any construction in that new world if we don't have a good people that going to support that new work. So I
Yeah.
want
You're right.
to work on themselves first before they work on other things.
Wow. I like it. Really, that's a good answer. If we go a little bit in the future, what would be your biggest dream, and what would be your objective, your goals to go to your like actually to go to your dream?
Okay. Like in the future, I want to like my business is only recognized by the local ministry, like
Okay.
under the Ministry of Law and Human Rights. And what I want is the next level. I want to get recognized worldwide or internationally. It's not only because I can earn more money, but it's also because it means like when we have bigger platform, bigger place, it means we can ask another people to join more and also to get more benefit together and to be better together. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah. In my future goals or dreams, I want my business become an international business with international clients, of course. Like for example, in here as another practitioner, mostly I take my clients from outside of the countries or overseas clients because yeah, because at this time, at this point, I want to make it global. I want to make it like worldwide known. So that's why I also over like some free courses that is really for worldwide participants. I started from the Asia and I want to make it wider known or well known around the world. So it's not going to be easy, I know, but at least
It's
with
not easy.
some type of step by steps with the clear intention, with the clear goals. I mean, I can make the smart goals with everything that I want, then I can achieve it. And the key of everything is only about the consistent. Like I can have a perfect idea, I can have a perfect plan, but I found myself many times not consistent enough.
Wow.
So I think no matter what kind of the goals or dreams, whether it's big or even only a small one or a middle one, I think I have to put myself in the fullest consistent first. Because
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like there are so many things on my mind that I want to do, that I want to get, but and some of the time I even found myself like, okay, I'm lack of commitment in several ways with the excuse I'm busy, I mean, like, I think many people also feel that they have A, B, C, D goals, but
Yeah.
they fall into their own plans just because they put the busy as the excuse. Like,
Mm.
for example, like even for the language learners, okay, I want to be able to speak Spanish, French, and many other languages, but I'm busy, right?
Yeah. It's
That
always that.
busy is that busy is such a big excuse that really going to stop us
Yeah.
from anywhere, right? So that's why I think I want to be more consistent to leverage the business because it's really important to get it right, not only make a good plan, but to execute my plan as well.
Wow. Okay, seriously, I have to say it. You're really inspirational. I'm so happy to talk with you today. I like all the message you're saying, and of course, if I can help to share and spread your business in the world, I will do it for sure.
It's really kind of you. I'm really, really grateful. Even if you only think about it, I mean, like even before you do it, it's really made my day great for today. I mean, like when we meet someone with a good intention for us, it's really be an important additional vibes that really going to boost our mood for the rest of the day. So thank you so much for your kindness.
Wow,
Oh,
wow.
and I also want to say again, happy birthday to you. Is it your birthday?
Oh no, I wanted to. I didn't want to say it. No, thank you. I thank you for the good words. I really appreciate. Wow, seriously.
It's
um,
my pleasure.
After that, in conclusion, I like to ask a kind of tricky question, but I really think it's a good question for people to think about it and to maybe try to go like try to take it like as a goal. If we are at your funeral, what would you like people to say about you?
I want people say that she's a really achiever. I want people say it to me, and I want people say she made it at the right time. Because like I said, we humans only can make plan. Sometimes we have a great plan, but we don't know the good timing and maybe something happened in ourselves so we cannot achieve something. So I want people at my funeral say that I'm achiever, like I'm really achieve what I want, what I desire in my life, and also I want people notice like what I was doing is really was really helping people to get better understanding and some new point of view to get rid of their negative thoughts. So I want people really consider me as someone who can yeah can help them to relieve their negative thoughts. So I want people to say something like this.
Wow,
She's she was doing great with her efforts. So she was really doing a great and with the right time she came to my life and helped me and it was really meaningful. I want people to remember me that there was a time that I spent with that person that bring something valuable or meaningful to them. So I
wow,
want people to thank for me for that. And remember that their journey is going to be great.
Wow, I'm pretty sure I'm talking to you right now, and I'm pretty sure people will remember that from you. I'm sure of that. um, Last question: Do you have? Are you grateful for somebody, and do you have a positive message for that person?
Sorry, what was your question?
Are you? Do you have somebody you're grateful for, and would you have a positive message for that person?
Well, actually, I think it's supposed to be my family, like my mom and my dad,
Wow.
and my little sister and my older sister as well. So the positive message for them is they were doing great. They let me choose what I want to be. Like when we become entrepreneur, maybe our parents want us to be a doctor. Maybe
Yeah.
our parents want us to be a lawyer. Because when we become a doctor or lawyer, we are going to get a fixed salary, for example.
Hmm.
But when we become entrepreneurs, sometimes there is ups and downs, and it's not easy for some parents to accept it.
Yeah.
So the parents really great for letting me choose what I want to be. So
That's
yeah,
great.
thank you so much for the freedom and thank you so much for letting me to prove myself. And it was really meaningful and I'm grateful for it because they trust me. Trust is really expensive in this world and they give it to me and with the freedom as well. I'm really grateful for it and I'm thankful for all the efforts, all the trust and all the process that they're actually helping me to become me today.
Wow. Thanks to your family then. and
Yeah.
and thanks to you actually. I don't talk a lot about that, but I really truly have faith in humanity, and it's like a big fight for me to like to talk to a lot of people, human people, just to make sure that I'm right about humanity, that it's good, humanity is good. I don't know if you know what I mean, but today, by talking with you, it makes me proud of humanity right now.
Yes, yeah, because like we can spread more love with a great intention, like people on the same house at the same time might feel different. So yeah, when we put ourselves more in humanity and try to understand about more people, we can actually help many more people. Even we can
Exactly.
notice it if they have a difficulty. So it's really good actually to try to learn about human beings because it's going to beneficial for ourselves and for others as well.
Exactly. So, like I say, let's spread positive vibes all around the
Yes,
world. So yeah, so that's the end of it. So I would like to thank you again for the discussion. Thanks for your time. Really, I appreciate.
yes, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so grateful. Like it was really great time to think like, okay, there is someone who wants to talk to me about me and also my culture. It's really great because many other people only want to talk about the journey of myself, not to bring out or dig up about my country. So
Yeah,
I do really appreciate to someone who wants to talk about the culture and my countries as well because it shows like you got a curiosity to know more people, to learn about the
exactly.
people, and it's really, really great. So I'm
Yeah.
so thankful. I'm so thankful and grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and you're welcome. It's a pleasure for me to know people, and at the same time to see people achieving their goals, because we were talking about your goals and I know you're gonna achieve it. I can feel your confidence, so it will be a pleasure for me to continue to look at you on your journey and to keep in touch.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you,
kindness.
and have a good day.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a good day for you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Yes, sir, people. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoy that international discussion. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. And let's go.